Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Alliance Live Show. This will be the Alliance Live Show number 9. So we had our 2-month anniversary last week, and we're going strong here. Just trying to get better and better every week, or at least do the best that we can. And we've got some of the usuals here today, and some people that you may have not seen on the stream before today. We've got Talon. How you doing today, Talon?
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
And Wrath is joining us again today. How you doing today, Wrath?
Doing well.
Excellent. And we also got joining us today for the first time, Finity. How you doing out there, Finity?
I'm doing good. How is everybody out there?
Excellent. I've been on Finity's stream before, the what was originally called the Real Sith of Genius, and now it's the Reality Skewed Gamers live show. They do their show on Wednesday nights, and also they do shows on Saturday mornings that I'm a part of every week as well. So you definitely check that out tomorrow. We'll be there, rocking it out. And we've got Champy with us here today. Champy, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone? I hope everyone's well today.
Doing pretty good. Looking forward to the holiday weekend. And, of course, McLeod. McLeod, how's it going?
Hey, guys. Good to be here.
Okay, so a lot of interesting stuff to go over this week. We have a whole bunch of new things that came out. We had a big update, and obviously we've got these new events, these flash events to talk about. We've got Tarkin rework to discuss, and we're just going to try to get right into it to start talking about some of these topics right away. So let's go to some of these game updates here. First, we're going to take a look at the update on the 23rd, which was the daily login character for June is going to be Grand Moff Tarkin, obviously with the rework. We'll go over that here shortly. We've got some nice slides made up for you to take a look at, and it's of course also coinciding with the 40th anniversary. So happy 40th anniversary to Star Wars, and we're going to be celebrating that with double drops. So we've already had the light side double drops yesterday. Today was dark side double drops, and then we've got tomorrow Galactic War to look forward to, mod battles and mod challenges. And then on the 28th, we're going to be taking a look at the Cantina nodes. And then again, light side, and all of them will be, again, double drops on the 29th. So if you're looking to get the best bang out of your energy, this is the week to do it. Definitely save your refreshes and things like that for the days that make sense. So if you're looking to get a character out of Cantina right now will be the time to start hoarding your Cantina energy and using your refreshes every day, so that day that you get the double drops on the 28th, you can get as many shards for that character you're trying to farm as you can. Now, they've also given us a 40th anniversary gift, which was some Luke shards. I think they gave us 50 shards, 1 million credits, 36 of the blue or green mats, and then 27 of the other one. We got 12 purple bats, 5 omega bats, and they gave us some training droids as well. And basically with these new flash events, it looks like they're gearing us up for what I can only assume to be is some sort of future event for Luke, where we maybe at some point unlock Luke Skywalker. Any thoughts on that, guys? Anybody have any input on what they think this is for, or why we're doing this Luke stuff right now?
So real quick, I'll just mention, I don't know if it was a bug or not, but I actually got 100 Luke shards. So that was pretty dope. I know some people got 0, so that's a real bummer too. But as far as what your question was, yeah, I definitely think something's coming down. They made a big thing saying, hey, guys, get ready for August. So I'm thinking that's when good old Jedi Luke is coming.
Well,
Yep.
They did state that it's going to be the hero's journey for Luke, so I'm really interested to see what's going to be happening on this journey. Like, we know what comes at the end, but
Well, I feel like it has to
fight Vader and Bespin. Are we going to be doing cool things like that?
So, Riemann, with these flash events, I'm wondering, do you put on your knit stockings and flash dance to it?
I do that, but I do that whether it's a flash event or not. So that doesn't really change my ritual. But I mean, when I have the flash events, when they come, I also throw on the Danger Zone theme song. The song from Top Gun, just to get in the mood. But No, in all seriousness, the flash events are pretty cool. I mean, have all of you been able to beat it on the bonus tier?
Yeah, the bonus tier for me was easier than tier 3.
Tier 3 was kind of hard. I gotta say, I did tier 3, and the bonus tier was pretty easy. I mean, but the tier 3, I lost a couple of characters for sure.
Yeah,
You know which one I found hard was tier 1, of all things.
That's
For
weird.
some reason, I just kept dying on it. The first 3, I tried it 3 times.
Yeah, it's been weird. I figured I'd be able to do some sort of a video about it, but to be honest with you, it's been so sporadic that the events have popped up that I'll just pop on. And I'll see it's like there's 25 minutes left, and I just got to jump in there and do it. I mean, so it's been kind of weird how they just kind of sporadically pop in there, but pretty cool. We're actually going to get there's a section here in the update about that, but moving along, we have the Empire Faction Pass for Grand Moff Tarkin, which is something that I believe Talon's going to bring and discuss. But what the notes say here is plenty of community sleuths called it. But for those still wondering, we can confirm that Grand Moff Tarkin has arrived to close our Empire Rework series by receiving a devastating faction pass. Head your squad with Tarkin's leader ability, Tighten the Grip, which now adds defense down on enemies that go below 100% health on Empire characters' turns. Each basic attack now increases its potency, while ultimate firepower now does additional damage based on potency, allowing you to set up a devastating attack. This is complemented by his special ability, Intimidation Tactics, which temporarily grants himself 50% potency. Lastly, Tarkin's ability arsenal is rounded out with Callous Conviction, gaining defense equal to his potency. Revisit the Galactic Empire's unyielding commander of the Death Star and add him to your squad today. So have any of you guys got a Gear 10 or Gear 11 Tarkin that you're rocking right now?
Mine's Gear 9, and I mean, given my shard level, he's pretty solid.
I had a Gear 10 Tarkin already, so I'm actually working on getting him to Gear 11. I just need I need like 2 more pieces. But I've seen some videos, some of the fellow game changers in the EA program with me. I think Anal made a video about it. And I wasn't so impressed when I saw it, but I mean, again, seeing a video and trying it yourself are 2 different things. So,
Mine actually got an AOE. He hit for 26k and 27k on 2 different people. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, again, it looks like he'll be a great leader for various different maybe PvE content in the game, but I don't know. It didn't seem like very arena challenging, or it's something that's going to be arena viable. But we'll have to see. I just don't think the speed is enough.
The thing that's good about this faction pass though is a lot of people have him for the ships. And
right.
He's a completely useless. Before he was completely useless character. Even at Gear 11, fully maxed out, this guy couldn't do anything. He's at least a viable character now.
Right.
He's got some stuff that gives him a bit of a push in that might want you to let you use him in a raid or throw him into your arena team just to give it a shot. But I wouldn't recommend that.
So Talon actually created some slides here for us of the Tarkin rework. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at those. And Talon, go ahead, take it away here if you want to go through the abilities that he has.
All right, so we're going to start out here with his basic ability. So this basic here at max, it's going to damage. It's about 4k to 4.5. And it's deal physical damage to the target, and this attack deals 10% more damage for each living ally. That hasn't changed at all. What has changed is the Omega now gains 50% potency, stacking until ultimate firepower is used. So that means he's going to gain 50% each basic shot. And then that's going to go towards our next ability, which is... So this deals special damage to all enemies with a 100% chance to remove 50% turn meter. The Omega that it goes from 60 to 100% chance to remove that 50% turn meter, which is golden. I love that. This attack, the special thing about this one is the attack gains offense equal to double Tarkin's potency percentage. So if we're combining that with his basic and we're stacking up a bunch of potency, this thing's going to hit pretty hard. Hopefully. And on to the next special ability, we have Intimidation Tactics. So we gain potency up for 3 turns, and then inflict critical chance down and offense down for 3 turns on all enemies. Rebels enemies cannot resist these debuffs. And then you gain 15% turn meter for each debuffed enemy. So that is actually a little bit of a bonus. Now you get the critical chance down on that, as well as you're going to get 75%. I mean, if you hit 5 with a debuff, you're going to get 75% of your turn meter right away, and you're going to be able to use his other abilities. So on to the next one, which is his leader ability, Tighten the Grip. The 28 speed increase has now been changed to 30, so Empire allies gain 30 speed and inflict defense down for 2 turns on enemies that fall below 100% health during an Empire ally's turn. This effect can't be resisted. And with the Zeta on it, it will expose them as well as inflict defense down on that proc when they fall below 100% health. I don't know if this is going to be that useful, to be honest.
Yeah, it's my concern as well.
It of a bump to his leader ability. He used to only have 28 speed on there, so I can't complain that they've upped it a little bit, you know. And for his unique, this is a brand new addition to the character. Grand Moff Tarkin gains 100% defense equal to his potency percentage. And on top of that, when you Zeta that, it'll give another 20% potency for each debuffed enemy. So this actually could come in pretty useful for Tarkin if he's just using his basic shot and stacking up a bunch of potency. He's probably not going to take very much damage because of the high amount of defense that he's going to receive from that. Lastly, which actually isn't really a part of the faction pass, Capital Ship Executrix also gained a small bonus. The unique ability Victory at All Costs reinforcement bonus has now been changed from potency up to retribution. So, I mean, every time you pull in a reinforcement, you pretty much can't touch them for a couple turns because they're going to have retribution up. So that in itself has made my life in Fleet Arena.
Yeah, to me, I think that was the best part of his rework, to be 100% honest with you. I use his fleet commandership almost exclusively, and that has basically made me untouchable.
Okay.
I've been using his fleet capital ship since the beginning, since ships were released, pretty much.
What about you, Raph? I know you have a Gear 11 Tarkin already.
No, mine's only 10. I've been having more fun playing with the Death Trooper.
Okay, you've been using Kruper?
Yep.
Okay. How's your Krennic?
They're both Gear 11.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm running that team too, but you know, like the cooldown team, so it's working pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at the Tarkin rework, and I think to myself, it seems pretty cool, but I don't think it's going to be game changing. I don't think it's going to be anything that's unbelievable at the moment. Now, that could be proved wrong. I mean, you know, in the next couple of weeks, somebody could find a great combination that works with Tarkin lead, and I'm just not thinking about it right now. But you know, just looking at it on paper, I'm just saying it doesn't seem like it's going to be meta changing or anything like that. Anybody else have a different opinion?
Yeah, I mean, there's already so many good Empire leads that I just don't know that it's needed.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think I don't think it's better than any. I mean, I'd rather run I'd rather run a Krennic lead. I'd rather run a Palpatine lead. I think. I don't know, and that's just saying. I mean, that's not saying. Now, the speed is interesting. Don't get me wrong. The speed increase is interesting. Okay, because 30 speed is nice. I mean, it's always nice to add 30 speed to anyone, but again, it seems like not enough to contend with the likes of the turn meter increase that you get with the Sith lead, and not enough to deal enough damage to compete with some of the other teams out there. I mean, there's just so many teams that are just complex now with these based troop teams, and you have these Rex teams. Right now, speed isn't as important as some other things are in the game now at this point. I mean, speed will always be important, but it's not the most important right now, I don't think. So, now moving along, the next part of the update here discusses these flash events with Luke. So, May sees the introduction of a new type of event, flash events. Unlike other events, flash events only last 1 to 4 hours in each instance and repeat several times a day. So be sure to catch them when they launch. Flash events difficulty and rewards are based off your account level. All initial runs of flash events have more generous rewards, so be sure to participate early and often. Our first flash event begins May 25th and takes you to the harsh desert planet of Tatooine. This lawless world holds many dangers and mysteries, especially for moisture farmers. To participate in this event, this multi-tiered event tasks Luke Skywalker with inspecting the perimeter of the farm as you join forces with Jawas to square off against marauding Tusken Raiders. Now, have you guys had any trouble completing these events? I mean, how are you guys doing with the flash events? Have you had trouble catching the events on time? Like I've had trouble. Like I've missed a couple of them already.
Yeah, I do, right? I'm just not sure about the having to check throughout the day. A lot of people have office jobs, and it's kind of ridiculous. But
there should be a like a push notification or something like that when the event's live. I think for sure. I mean, I'm not getting that. So it's I'll pop in, I'll see it says like 2 hours from now, and then I go do something else, and then I come back and it says and then it says 2 hours from now, and I'm like, what, did I miss the last one? And I don't get it, and it's it just I don't know. I've missed it a couple of times, so I don't know if everybody's having the same experience that I am, but
I'm not even sure that the notifications would help, to be honest. Because I was in a 3-hour meeting earlier today. There's no way I could just pick up my phone, even if a notification came up, in order to do the event. It seems kind of silly.
So I guess lucky for me, I'm kind of my own boss. I can kind of do my own thing when I want to work and not work when I don't want to work. My biggest trouble, though, has been the inconsistency of the difficulty. So I'll do the bonus tier quick without even barely losing my protection one time, and then the next time it comes around, I will basically get annihilated, not even get out of the second round. It's that RNG dependent, it seems, which is weird to me.
well, the other thing I don't like is that, like in Tier 3, you're not using your own characters either, so it is all RNG. What's the crappy one?
right. You're inheriting the character, so it's like I agree. I thought the same thing. I was like, I mean, I built up all these Jawas for nothing.
For me, I'm super glad it's not my Jawas. My Jawas are trash.
I've got gear 10 and gear 11 Jawas, man. My Jawas are ready to go. I mean, I was ready to rock the Jawa meta, man, for a little while. When we got the 5, like when we got to Nebbit and Scavenger, I was all about it. But those 5 just don't. They just can't get the job done. It's very disappointing. But yeah, I mean, same thing here. I had more trouble with the 3rd level than I did with the bonus tier, as I happen to have a gear 11 Luke. I did it a long time ago because Luke is one of those characters that when the game first came out, well, not when the game first came out, when gear 11, when all the rest of the characters were allowed to go to gear 11, Luke was one of those characters that you only needed, I think, 2 furnaces to get to gear 11, so I did that right away. But this is also when I was running, Rebel Squad. So I thought, I also had this dream about a tenacity leadership team that just I don't want to talk about anymore.
At least you did that.
How did that work out for you?
I don't know. I thought it'd be great, but tenacity leadership just doesn't. It's just not. It's not what it's.
All characters.
It just wasn't as good as it sounded in my head, But hey, listen, I've been wrong before. It is what it is. So
Everyone's been there once, seen something, and gone, "That'll be awesome." Then they actually tried it, and they're like,
every now and then you're on the money. Like with droids, I was on the money. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes you're not on the money. But what's also cool is obviously I released a video after the live show last week, giving you a sneak peek of a Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum version, and that event is going to be coming up here shortly as well. And that's the Fulcrum event. Join forces with Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum and battle the Empire in the newest marquee event. Maneuver through various locations on Lothal, battling the Empire's multiple waves of troopers as you familiarize yourself with her abilities. This adventure ends with the Malachor Temple facing Fulcrum's agent's former master. Do you have what it takes to lead Fulcrum Ahsoka to her destiny? So sounds pretty cool because it seems like the last battle is going to be against Darth Vader on Malachor. So I'm pretty excited about that, actually. Even though it's probably going to be really easy, I'm excited about it because I'm kind of curious to see what Malachor is going to look like.
I think you have to be an extreme Star Wars fan to know even what you're talking about. On that one, though, that's pretty cool, but I'll go there with that one.
Okay. So yeah, you're right. Okay, so let me explain. Just briefly, Malachor 5 is the name of the planet that a lot of stuff goes down on in the Knights of the Old Republic stories. So I think Revan fights the Emperor there. Then that's where they have the mass shadow generator there that creates Darth Nihilus. And if you watch the show Rebels, the season finale of season 3, I believe, or was it season 2, was finished up with a battle between Darth Vader and Ahsoka on Malachor, which is where they had the great war between the Jedi and the Mandalorians. So that's where you saw it. But it's pretty interesting because Malachor, since they made that canon now, you could bring a lot of cool stories from the past back into canon again. So that'd be pretty interesting. Now, there's going to be a Fulcrum pack, of course, but this is going to be a little bit different. The Fulcrum pack is going to be to level up Ahsoka by purchasing this new limited pack. Each pack guarantees at least 5 shards. That's all the same. But now you're actually going to have a chance to get up to 330 shards. So, the likelihood of you getting that on your first pull is going to be very slim, but there is a chance that you could pull one pack and get a full 7-star Ahsoka. Just saying. So it's a possibility. Who's now, because of the change of the pricing of the pack, or the change of the ability or the amount of shards you can get out of the pack, going to anybody?
I'm always a dolphin, at least with these packs. I always at least take them to the next star level if it's feasible.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you can do it for whatever, 2 packs, 3 packs, whatever it is. I'm that guy. I'll do it, whatever. As far as going hard on this pack, though, I don't know. They're coming out with those characters quick enough where it's not really feasible.
Well, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna watch and see. If I see that getting 330 shards is not that crazy, I may think about it. If it's going to only cost me $100 or $200 to get the 330 shards, it might be worth a shot. But I don't see that happening very frequently. I think even if you get to the 7 stars, you'll probably get the 330 shards at after you've spent. So
you're on star 98 out of 100, and you'll spin it.
Right, then you'll get 330 shards for the shard shot. But But yeah, no, it's interesting. It's an interesting way to do it. That means it's a real big roll of the dice. You're basically you're giving yourself a shot to get to. But that means you can get also, I guess I'm assuming 80 shards or 90 shards or maybe 150 shards or something like that. So there'll be other increments that you'll be able to get shards in as well. So it'll be faster than what was going on before, which may make it ultimately cheaper. So we'll have to see. But the Ahsoka bundle is going to be including 80 character shards for Ahsoka, credits, training droids, and ability mats. So that sounds pretty cool. I'm wondering how much that's going to cost. If that's $10 like the other packs, I'm in for 80 Ahsoka shards. But I don't know. That seems a little unrealistic. So I'm sure it'll be like $40. Then there's the Imperial High Command bundle with Grand Moff Tarkin, which will also give 80 Grand Moff Tarkin shards. But remember, you get 80 Grand Moff Tarkin shards just for unlocking a ship, right? Or just for doing ships in the first place. I think you get Grand Moff Tarkin shards right off the bat with ships.
Yeah, there's a ship challenge, and you basically do the challenge, and boop, you got a Tarkin now.
Right.
Okay, who's buy that pack though? He's in Arena. Why are you going to do that? That's a quick farm.
You know, some people want to get them faster because they really love Tarkin. It's just they can't wait. That's, you know, I for those people I understand, you know, but the Phoenix Squad now is in Chromium and Fleet packs. So you guys can rejoice. Your Phoenix Squad faves from Star Wars Rebel Season 3 are now available in the Chromium packs. Additionally, Ghost and Phantom 2 can be attained via Fleet packs. Add the Phoenix Squadron and their ships to your collection today. I have to say, I am pretty excited about the fact that you can now get, Ezra, possibly Sabine, and maybe Zeb. The rest of them, I'm not so interested in. The Ghost and Phantom also seem pretty cool, but I'm not buying any packs for that. So I'll be waiting to see when those ships become attainable in the fleet shipments, or I'm also going to be waiting for these Phoenix characters to become farmable somewhere in the next couple of weeks here in the regular shipments as well, or in other nodes. I'm assuming we'll probably get, since there's 6 Phoenix Squad characters, probably one in every section, right? So we should probably get one in Cantina nodes, one in Cantina shipments, one in Galactic War shipments, one in Guild shipments. You know, we can get one everywhere. So I'm hoping that's what they do. I'm hoping they don't just put like 3 hard nodes in there, just like, you know, Sabine, Hera, you know, Zeb, all hard nodes. But I don't know. We'll see.
Do you think they're gonna pull out Nihilus and the Sith Trooper, Sith Assassin, and put Phoenix in there in the shard shop?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Now I don't know if they're gonna put all 6 in at the same time. That sounds nuts, but it's also
it
not.
Looks like they're probably gonna put 3 in there.
Yeah, I mean, possibly they may just go all 6. I mean, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, 3 sounds feasible. We'll have to see. I'm assuming they'll probably put 3 of the characters in there. Again, I hope the characters that they make harder to get. I hope that Ezra is easy to get, because I really want Ezra for my Jedi team. 7-star. I have him 4-star gear 11 right now, and he's pretty good there. But I'd like to get him to 7 stars.
Well, he's in regular shipments right now. You have a look right
there. Yeah, I know.
Right, yeah, so not farmable as such, but obtainable.
I'm just going to wait, though, because, I mean, you see what they did with Baze and Chirrut shards this week is they also moved them to the regular price for shards in the shipments. So now you can get 3 Baze shards for 150 crystals. So that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? They've actually lowered the price on the shards for those characters.
You can see it right there below the Ezra shards, which have gone up. Well, came in at the higher price, and there you go. They've been reduced down there. Yep.
And now another cool thing that happened this week is mod drop rates were increased to 100%. So, and also and the shard conversions were changed. So our hero's journey begins, and with it comes a celebratory change. Going forward, drop rates for mods has been increased and on mod challenges and mod battle nodes. Additionally, we've adjusted duplicate character shard yield rates in Chromium packs to the following. So what this means is, in the past, for example, if you had, let's say, Rey, and you already had her unlocked, if you were to pull another Rey full unlock in the Chromium packs, you would only get like 30-something shards, 32 or 36 shards for Rey, instead of the full 80. So it would not make sense in some cases to unlock your Rey until you had the shards to 7-star her, because if you were still pulling Chromium packs, you still had a shot of getting a full 80. So you would actually be losing shards if you unlocked her fully in Chromiums if you already activated her. So this now changes that. So if you get a 4-star character, you'll get the full 80 shards no matter what. So that means it'll be easier when you get the full unlocks. It'll be easier to get these characters to 7 stars if you're buying them out of Chromium. So Maybe that's just an attempt to try to entice people to go into Chromium and get the characters there. It says 5-star characters, you get 145 shards, but I've never seen a single 5-star character in Chromium packs before, so I found that kind of interesting. But anyway, new shards, new nodes. The Ewok Scout, you guys can all breathe a sigh of relief, has now been added to Dark Side 9B. So if you guys were really trying to get those Ewok Scout shards and you didn't have enough of them in the guild shipments, and you didn't have enough of them in the Ewok event that happens every couple of months where you just get those shards for fun, then you can also farm them out of the hard nodes for 20 energy. So do that.
I think that has to be my favorite update. Gotta be.
That is a game changer right there.
You're going to spend an insane amount of energy just to get Ewok Scout shards. So look forward to that. Now
he steals turn meter.
He does, and he also has a mean arrow. So I mean, he can do.
He does.
He actually does some pretty serious damage for an Ewok. I'll tell you the truth. I mean, he can hit pretty hard. So
I think he is
watch
the
out for Ewok Scout. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, watch out for Ewok Scout. You can throw him on your squad, and people will just leave him alone, and then out comes the damage. I'm telling you, just give it a shot one day. He'll shock somebody. Anyway, so
we're making fun of this right now, but watch. You're gonna need all Ewoks in order to unlock C-3PO in some kind of
Oh, the Ewoks will have their day. Don't get me wrong. There'll be a day when we're talking about Ewoks and we're not making fun of them. So it'll definitely be happening. But today is not that day. So we get to chuckle a little bit about the fact that somebody out there is going to spend 20 or 60 energy today on Ewok Scout shards. So
we just the best part about that is he's right next to Nihilist, and I would say 9B is the hardest dark side challenge of them all.
Yeah, I mean, you should work hard to unlock that also. And it's worth it. You know what I mean? It's worth it. It has to be a troll. There's no way that's a serious update. Okay, I mean, that has to be they just have to throw that in there, sprinkle it in for fun. Anyway, games for EA Play to Give is coming back, guys, and games permeate all areas of our lives today across multiple devices and platforms and reach players of all ages and genders around the world. With millions of hours spent in play every day, games are a powerful platform for positive, inclusive connections. That is why EA is partnering with several charities to get back to our player communities and support a more inclusive environment in video games. So EA Play to Give is coming back. That was, I believe, the event where we were allowed to refresh the battles with ally tokens. So that may be back again. And I have 700,000. So I'm ready for the Play to Give event. And I want to refresh it as many times as possible. But they fixed the new gun ray bug. We don't really want to get into that too much because we've all heard about it already. New gun ray leader was bugged, and players were able to basically solo phase 1 and 2, or phase 2 and 3, or 2 and 4 of the raid with Newt Gunray and two Jawas. But they fixed that, and grab off Tarkin's intimidation tactics can no longer be evaded. So that's pretty much it for this update. But what's ahead? They always try to leave a little ominous message here at the end. Shrouded in secrecy, but worth the wait. So maybe they're talking about the new character for next month. I don't know, but we'll have to see. Any last words on the update notes here from this week?
So Tony Richards in the chat actually brought up a good point. He said, "Don't you think it's better that Ewok Scout takes up one of those hard notes, take it away from another character you might actually want?" I think that's a great point. I would rather put someone I absolutely don't want there. That's a good point.
He's absolutely right, and that makes perfect sense. I didn't even think of that. That makes perfect.
And yeah, absolutely, definitely a good point. As far as the rework, I was pumped for that mod update to 100%. That is so awesome. I needed mods so bad for all the new characters. That just makes my life.
That one actually frightens me a little bit. It's
why?
It's nice that they did the 100%. I think a lot of people were annoyed with the drop rate, not only with the drop rate itself, but then trying to get the mods that go in that right column, the arrow, the triangle, and the plus. But it makes me think that there's something bigger coming with mods soon.
Yep.
I think Skewed is coming.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, that could mean that 7 dot and 6 dot mods could be on their way, because they only start to give you the stuff for free when it's not valuable as much anymore, right? So like right before they're going to start to release Omega mats, that's when they make purple mats, readily available for you all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it works. So yeah, that could also come with, who knows, maybe a level cap increase. I don't want to say it. It's one of those things we don't talk about like Voldemort, but the level cap increase is definitely something that's, we haven't had one in a long time. So it's something that could happen anytime now. But okay, so that's pretty much it for the update notes. But this week we're gonna actually not do a top 10 and a meta report. We're going to go right into the Q&A section this week, because we had some questions saved up from last week or the last show that we weren't able to answer, and on top of that, there was just a lot of news to cover. So I wanted to continue talking about this a little bit here before we get into the Q&A. But just to keep the discussion going here about this update, there's one more thing I wanted to discuss. Are you guys happy with the way that they're now keeping us in the loop versus the way they were a few months ago? I mean, if you guys remember, coming into January and February, we kind of were really like not getting any information whatsoever. Now we haven't gotten any new game updates or anything like that. There hasn't been a new raid or a new game mode or anything like that in the last couple of months, but they are, constantly giving us updates. They did keep up with the character cadence, so they are releasing these characters when they say they're going to. Overall, I have to say they've been doing very well with this. I mean, would you guys agree?
They really haven't dropped the ball too hard. So they had one little flub with this new thing, and that's pretty much all I could see. That's been like wrong with characters or reworks that they've been doing.
And the silence part, I think, is somewhat expected, because I had a feeling that they would kind of go a little bit mute as it came closer to Celebration. But as soon as Celebration was over, they were kind of out and about again, talking. So I figured it was a suspense builder.
Well, I'm going to be going to Hollywood in about 2 weeks from yesterday. Actually, I'm going to be meeting up with some of the other game changers in the program with me for EA. But I'm going to be meeting up with EA Jesse, and we're going to be at EA Play in Hollywood. So we're going to get some early footage of some new stuff coming up in the game. And also, I may actually get a chance to get some early footage of Star Wars Battlefront 2. So that'll be really cool. And if we get that, I'll make sure that we get some for the live show, and also for the channel in general. I'll make a video about it. But I'm looking forward to that. That should be really awesome. I think there's going to be. I saw today. I think there's going to be some performers performing there. I think Nas is going to be performing there, and some other people. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. I'm always glad to see the other YouTubers. I mean, when we all get together, we usually do some sort of group video, and we hang out. We have a lot of laughs, and Jesse's a great time too. They always take care of us when we're out there, and we go out to eat and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. But I'm also really looking forward to finding out, because usually when we go out there is when we start to get some sort of scoop as far as like what's going on in the game. And I haven't really heard much about what's going on with the update as far as like the new game mode or the new content that's coming, or the new character that's going to be coming next month. So I'm hoping that I know we're going to get a chance to try out that character when we go out there. So I don't know how much I'll be able to say about it, but when we get out there, I'll be able to try it out, and hopefully bring back some information for you guys. And as soon as I can release any of that content, I'm sure we will. But I'm looking forward to that. So I just wanted to mention that as well. As far as the upcoming game mode is concerned, as far as the way you guys are playing the game now, are you guys content the way it is right now? Like just getting characters here and there and doing arena and your Galactic Wars. I mean, are you getting bored? I'm really not getting bored, but I mean, I'm not like I mean, again, of course, I always want some new stuff, but I mean, I'm kind of happy just doing arena and just playing my game every day. It's been easy, not dealing with a level cap increase and all this other stuff. I mean, just just adding to my just farming more characters, just adding to my collection, gearing up characters that I have, just getting ready for that eventual level cap increase and also the gear level increase, which is going to throw us all on our butts at some point.
I get like this ominous feeling every time I play the game and they release something teeny. So like a good example of this is like he was talking about with the mods. I just get this feeling something big's coming. Luke, I feel like something really big is coming. All these things lead me to believe something gigantic, a new game mode or big change to the game is coming. And that's how I've been feeling for a little bit now because of all these drip, 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 drip with new events and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, like I said,
they did let us know that there's going to be a new game mode. Do you think they were referring to these flash events?
No, that's not a game mode.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
I think this is like something a lot bigger.
No, they said something about it using all of your roster and involving, your guild mates and, and we've heard some rumors about ships being involved. So, I mean, nobody knows for sure exactly what it is. I mean, I still don't know for sure. I mean, if anybody would know, I mean, I'm sure we would find out some information a little bit in advance, but I still have no idea what's coming. So I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to finding out what it is. But whatever it is, I hope it's not just one thing, right? Like I hope it's something that opens up into other things. I mean, whatever it is, like I hope it's something that adds, a couple of different ways to play the game. Because if it's just one thing, I hope they're not going to release like one small game mode that's going to hold us over for like a month, and then all of a sudden, we're going to be starving for content again. I hope it's something that's immersive, something that allows us to, be interested in it for several months, so we can kind of drown ourselves in this new content and then, wait for something new to come. Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out, as we get towards the end of the year here with Last Jedi and all that stuff coming. So there's going to be some new characters for Last Jedi. I'm sure there'll be, game modes, events, I'm sure that are coming out for that as well. So I'm looking forward to that. But I mean, any guesses here as to what's coming, Raph? I mean, what do you think? You think we're getting guild versus guild? What's happening?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's guild versus guild with ship and characters.
That'd be awesome.
I would like a Death Star battle.
I got like this radical idea that's probably a little out there, but here's kind of what I envisioned when we were talking about this. Would be like a conquest style event where you put up teams on like defense of different squares, and your alliance is defending like this map, and the other team is trying to kill off your teams. You're trying to kill off their teams. You can't use the same characters to defend and do offense, and then you're eventually trying to take over an objective. I think having a super active guild would be kind of fun. I think that would be an interesting concept.
Kind of like a King of the Hill.
Yeah,
that would be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, like you can't, like once your character is eliminated, you can't use it the rest of the week. So you got to choose: are you going to go super strong on this node, or are you going to give that one to them so you can take it back on offense? Because if you lose that character on defense, you can't use him for offense, and then you're trying to take over an objective. I think that'd be pretty interesting.
That's a good idea. I thought, like I said, I mean, there's a million things I could tell you right now. I mean, like I said, I would like just the ability to face my allies or my guild mates in an arena match. I'd like to do some sort of a gauntlet style thing where we can once a week just use all of our characters and run through as many battles as we can to try to get as far as we can, whether that's level 150 or not. Just something that's endless until your roster dies, right? And then
survival mode.
Just survival, right? You just go through. That would be awesome. And also, it would be great to do. Of course, guild versus guild would be amazing. Live PvP would be amazing. Some sort of a maybe three versus three. Live PvP, or maybe like you team up with a guild mate or a teammate and you both take 3 characters in and battle somebody else. Some sort of interactive team battle would be cool. I mean, there's just so many ways they could go about it. But yeah, I mean, if they're going to do some sort of a raid, somewhat similar to what they did with the Death Star content for Battlefront, where you could kind of maybe do like some ground battle, and then you have your air battle again in the Death Star, and then you could do like, I mean, they could do the Battle of Endor, right? I mean, like they could have like where you're doing battles on the ground against AT-ATs or ATSTs or whatever, and then you're fighting, in the air, against the Death Star in space, and then they could have a lot of different ways they could go. There's a lot of different ways they can go about it. You know what I'm saying? But a raid like that would be cool.
And you could utilize Ewoks.
And Ewok Scout would be the hero,
Yes,
and he would one shot everyone with his basic attack.
No one could hit him because he's got high evasion.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different game modes that could be great. We just have to wait and see.
The Ewoks will get a hang glider for a ship?
No. It'd be really cool though. What is cool is really the coolest part about this game is that first day, like when we get a new raid, right? We're all up until 4:00 in the morning, just waiting for the raid to drop, and we're doing it, and it's just like going in for that first attempt where like we don't know whether we're going to be able to beat it or not, and we're just thinking to ourselves like, okay, are we going to do this? Are we not going to do this? You're usually confident that you can. You've planned or prepared as much as you can for the event, but it's like you go in, there's still that little bit of doubt that and you go in there and we don't know any of the tricks yet. We don't know any of the characters that work and what phases and what characters you need to have to gear 11 or not. So you just go in there and you're just trying to figure it out, and that's the best part of the raid. It's like that first couple of days, that first couple of weeks when you're trying to figure the raid out and nobody knows anything and you're just throwing everything you have at it to just try to get through it. Those first few weeks of like the AAT, like that, those are the best times in this game. I mean, so, like I said, I mean, whatever comes out, just trying to figure it out will be awesome. But I hope they add something that has longevity, like the ability to battle your friends or, like some sort of a gauntlet match, something like that we can do always. That doesn't necessarily, on top of whatever guild activity they want to add, just so we have something else also to do. I mean, it'd be cool if I wasn't limited to only doing 5 arena battles without a crystal refresh. If I could just jump in and battle my friend at any time just to try out my arena team, or if he could battle me. And I've said this before. I mean, we could do our own little tournaments in Discord, just face each other and, do, best out of 5 wins or whatever. I mean, we could do a lot of different things with it ourselves. So it'd be cool to see something like that happen. But anyway, anybody else have any thoughts on the new update or new game modes? Fulcrum Ahsoka, Grand Moff Tarkin, any of the new updates here? 100% mod drop rates, the Phoenix Squad going to Chromium. Anybody want to add anything?
I'm excited to see what Ahsoka has for raids. I've seen some nasty damage from her, from you game-changing guys, so would love to see her in my raid team and put out that kind of damage. That would be pretty awesome.
What's cool about her is she has that one-shot ability, right? So, like, if you get good RNG and you have a lot of buffs and you modded her right and she's got the right leader in front of her, then she can take out a full character. You know what I'm saying? It's just you have to it's that's the exciting part about it. But yeah, she looks really great. I have to agree. Won't be able to tell until we try it out, though. Not for sure. But I mean, again, from what I saw, I can't imagine her not being amazing. So we'll have to see. Raph, anything you want to share?
No, I think you pretty much hit it.
Good as better. Any questions out there?
I think Finity was about to add something.
I was going to say, I'm excited to see who the new June character is. I have a guess on who it is, so I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Didn't they already confirmed it's Grand Moff Tarkin?
No. The fan favorite, not
not the monthly login character yet, because that's not exciting. I remember a day. I remember the days when the monthly login character, finding out who that was exciting. Like if we hadn't heard about it yet, like if there wasn't like a rework, you knew it was like a new character that we've never seen before.
Exciting up until they gave us POW.
Right. Oh man.
Here you go, POW.
I don't know why
agree
they did that.
with Lucan. It's going to be Thrawn. That's my guess. It's been my
I don't know why
long-standing.
Thrawn. So everybody throw out a guess here. What are your guesses for the fan favorite character in June? Wrath. What do you think?
Yes, Thrawn.
Thrawn, Champy. What do you think?
I long-standing guess Thrawn. I've been telling the guys that for a bit.
Talon.
I'm gonna go with C-3PO, just because I gotta go against the grain.
Okay, it's interesting. What about Finity? What do you think?
Revan.
McLeod. McLeod, what are your thoughts?
Can I
yeah.
defend myself since I'm being questioned?
No. Actually, it actually is. They put Nihilus in. There's no reason why they can't put.
That's actually part of the reason why I was going in that direction, because of that, and then also where that quote kind of comes from with the shrouded in secrecy.
Makes sense.
You know
McLeod,
that
what
it
do you
could
think?
also allude to the Death Star, the shrouded in secrecy. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that are shrouded in secrecy.
Well,
It's not the most obvious hint that they've ever given us. So I think when Veers was coming, they were like veer into the right, you know, it's like all right, thanks for that, you know.
What about Star Killer or something?
Yeah, I mean that'd be cool. Star Killer would be awesome. I don't think we'll ever see Star Killer, unfortunately, but that'd be awesome. Yeah.
I don't think he's canon, right?
No, he's not canon.
No.
McLeod, what do you think?
Oh, curveball out there. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be old Jedi Luke from the new film, because I'm still pretty sure that we're gonna get him before we get regular Jedi. Luke
That
with the
makes
lightsaber.
sense. That makes sense. That would
The
be
film's
really
coming out. They seem to never ever want to release Luke with a lightsaber, even though he's been like the poster boy for the game since the beginning. So just because I think it'll be an ironic twist that, yep, we're going to see old Jedi Luke from Episode 8 before we see regular Luke with a lightsaber.
And we
And that's
actually
pretty
had,
shrouded in mystery. He disappeared onto an island. He's, no one knows where he is up until the beginning of that movie. So, that's pretty shrouded in mystery.
that's pretty shrouded in mystery. But what's even more shrouded in mystery is that we have another guest on this evening that hasn't spoken yet, and she's from the wonderful country of New Zealand, and I think she has a thought on who the new character is for June as well. Cheeky, what do you think?
Hey, yeah, sorry I'm late. I did get tied up at work, but I'm here, so hi.
It happens, we all have to pay bills. It's okay.
Yes, we do. Jar Jar is coming.
Jar Jar is coming. Okay. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Okay. My name in the hat. My name in the hat. I think it's Jango Fett.
Huh. Django.
We got a couple suggestions of Wicket the Ewok in chat here.
Wicket. Okay, so I would eliminate Wicket because if he's a fan favorite, then I don't even know.
Wicket is a fan. Listen. Russell. What's his name? Davies. Warwick Davis is a fan favorite, man.
I mean, I'll give it to you that I know who they are, but ask Cheeky. If Cheeky doesn't know who they are, then they get a pass.
Honestly, I think Warwick Davis. I think Willow. Okay, that's what I think when I think of Warwick Davis. I don't know if anybody knows what that is even, but Willow is what I think of when I think of Warwick Davis. Willow was an awesome movie back in the 80s with Val Kilmer and Warwick Davis.
Yeah, it's another one of those kind of from the staple of Jim Henson Productions, along with like Dark Crystal and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that movie was sick.
Labyrinth. Yeah, so it's in that kind of canon.
Another guess of Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt. If they ever do Jabba the Hutt, do you think he'll fit on the screen, or do you think he'll take up like 2 character slots?
Oh, he's got to take up 2 character slots.
He has to be your whole back row. He has to be your whole back row.
He's that new extra level at the end of the Rancor that they're going to add in to make it extra tough again.
Viable again.
The Rancor, just like the gate will come down and it'll pan up, and there'll be Jabba the Hutt just throwing things down at you.
It's possible. Anything's possible. All right, so let's move on to the Q&A segment here. I know we have a bunch of questions here in the chat. Let me try to get through some of these, and then we'll get going here. Did anybody take any questions down, or?
We got a couple questions that we can go over here. This one is actually from Jiminy Crickeny. What is the best ship out of the new ones that aren't free to play yet? So that would include Kylo, the two Phoenix ships, Ghost and Phantom 2, Cassian's U-Wing, Gar Saxon's Gauntlet Starfighter, and the TIE Reaper. Is there any other ones that I'm missing that aren't free to play yet?
No, I think that's all of them. I think. Of those, I would give it to Gar Saxon. I think he's got the best ship of those you just mentioned.
What do you think, Raph? Is Raph there? Raph, what do you think? Okay. So anybody else want to chime in? Cheeky, what's your opinion?
I am a total noob when it comes to ships. I wouldn't have a clue.
Okay. Affinity, do you have an opinion?
I kind of like Kylo's ship. I don't have it myself, but I faced it. Kylo's ship can be pretty devastating in a good ship squad, so I think I would go with Kylo.
Okay, yeah, Kylo's ship is pretty cool. I like Kylo's ship. I've wanted Kylo's ship since ships came out. McLeod, what's your opinion? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and ask the next question here, which is from Tony Richards, and it's, do you think that 100% mod drop rate is too high? Do you think it'll flood the mod market, especially with double mods tomorrow? People getting 350 mods tomorrow. There will be a ton of plus 20 speed mods. What do you guys think about that?
Actually, I did have a question, which I suppose is sort of related, and that was whether the 100% drop rate is permanent or is it just a temporary thing?
As of right now, it's permanent.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what Finity was saying earlier, was that he thinks that because they're given 100% mod drop rates, that there's something else coming, that maybe the $6 or $7 mods are coming. So,
Yep, I think they're
Watch
intentionally
out.
trying to flood the market with the mods.
That would make sense.
It's a fire sale right now. So, buy the mods as much as you can, because next week they're going to all be worthless. Yeah.
No, when Call of Duty when it's fire sale time, you keep rolling that until you get something good, and then hope it lasts long.
Yeah. But anybody think 100% mod drop rates is too high? I mean, you guys think it should be less than that, or?
No. I love the 100% mod drop rate. And
No,
you're going to get a whole bunch of white mods anyways. You're not going to get anything special. You think you're going to give stuff away?
It should be 200% mod drop rates. We should be getting double.
I want
10%.
100% gold mod drop rate. Then I'll be happy.
That'd be awesome.
One day a week.
Okay.
I want to pick the attributes of my mod. I want to pick the color. I want to pick the shape. I want to pick the substats. I want to pick what I roll. Then I'll be happy.
You're talking about mod crafting, not even mod farming now.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the drop rate might be up, but the rate of you actually getting decent secondaries is still going to be as poor as ever. So, and plus, do you really have the resources to keep rolling on that many mods? And it might be detrimental. You'll just deplete your, your stash of credits, and then level cap comes along, and you spend them all on useless mods.
Okay, we've got another question here.
Uh,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Cheeky, you have the 100% mod drop rate, right?
Yes, I do.
it is tomorrow for you, isn't it?
It is tomorrow. Today, yes.
How do you find the drop rates on those for like the rare mods, the ones with colors? Do you find that they're coming through quite often, or?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's probably just as frequent as they've always been, but like twice as much.
Can we just
I
get
haven't found
around
it
the
work.
rare ones?
Can we just say the most annoying thing about this is if you actually use your alliance chat unbearable beyond normal?
Oh, in-game guild chat, do you mean?
Oh,
With all
yeah.
the mods.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's gonna go
Setting up.
nuts.
terrible.
It's just filled with updates. There's no chat in there anymore. They killed that. But
Well, it's because it's Discord, but
yeah, I still think it'd be cool if they added some way for us to voice chat with each other in the game. That'd be awesome.
what would
But,
be even better? Let's be honest. Would be even better if you could PM people. Like if I see you in my shard, I want to speak to you, and they make it impossible to do so. That's annoying.
Yeah, I don't want PMs because then you'll get PMs from people like, "Hey, you want to let me take rank 1 today?" No. No. I already get that now from the shard that I have. I have a chat with my shard mates now, and it's interesting.
Yeah, I get people emailing me through the official EA forum to ask me if I would tell someone in my guild not to keep beating them in arena. So, and that's happened 3 times in the last month.
We have this. We have this.
Tell
we have this-
Maurice to calm down.
we have this chat. We have this chat, which is actually pretty large, right? We have about like 30 of the top like 50 people in our shard, like on this chat, right? Like pretty much everybody's there, right? And everybody at least in the top 20 for sure. You know what I mean? So we have this one guy who just accuses everybody in there of knocking him out before his payout. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's like, and he just, like, it's like every other day, he'll just pop in there and be like, guys, I know it with you. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, you do, because I'm number 1.
And he's relatively new to the group. Like he's like one of the newer ones that have finally gotten into the Discord, So it's like we've been doing this for a long time before he got here. So it's like, dude, we've been doing this for a long time. We don't hit each other before payout. And it's just like, unless we're at the same payout. The rules are,
yeah.
If you have the same payout, there are no rules. You go for rank 1. Go for rank 1. You know what I'm saying? But if you're at varying different, if you're payout at 4 o'clock, I'm not going to hit you. You know what I'm saying? But don't 1 to 5 me or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I mean? Like, we just try to avoid like knocking people back the max amount you can, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's really just a way to negotiate or to make sure that you're not stepping over other people's feet. But if it's, I have a bunch of other people that are at the same payout that I am, and it's all for, it's all for themselves. I mean, you try to take your payout. I mean, I'll kick somebody out with a minute left. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, this guy comes in every day and he has this like 3-page text about how he hates everybody for hitting him before his payout. And, we're really considering, removing him from the chat now. I don't know, we're talking about it. We'll see. But Kuzo Kenobi has a question for me, actually, saying, have you used Tarkin's ship now and noticed a difference? I feel like his ship wrecks now, especially with that TIE special attack. Have any of you guys noticed a difference?
So I use him as my main capital ship, so I'll speak to this, I guess. Yes, I basically run the team you're speaking of. Significant difference. But the problem with my gauge, I guess, is there was already only one person in my ship shard that could beat me. That one person can still beat me, so I don't know how much of a difference it made, but it seems like when I'm on offense, it's a lot better.
I think it's one of those things, like, there's still no good defense. Every time I come across a Tarkin ship right now, they don't get to that. They're dead before it gets that far, so.
Yeah, at the level that, like, I'm at, pretty much everything's maxed out, and I barely ever get to use that Imperial Assault anymore. Unless I get really good dodging,
The way that I play, I actually put my Scimitar's taunt Imperial fighter, and he dodges an awful lot, and I tend to use it at least once.
Yeah, that's the only time I
Sometimes
really
it's-
ever get to use it. If he hits like 3 or 4 dodges in a row, turn out of the capital.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've used it, and I definitely see a difference. But it's again, I don't know if it makes him the best capital ship out there, but I like it because I have a lot of Empire ships, and when I do eventually get the TIE Reaper, and I have my TIE Advanced at 6 stars right now. So I mean, when I get the TIE Reaper, I think that'll help a lot. So, but we'll see.
What
And
ship do you think? I don't think Maces stands a chance. I could give you maybe Admiral Akbar, but you have to have the right team for his team to be viable too.
I think every capital ship you need the right team for them to work right.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, if you take Tarkin's ideal team and you put that against ideal team, I think your Tarkin team is going to win more often than the other ones would win, in my opinion.
Well, sure, you got the Reaper and the Gauntlet Starfighter in there, but I can't farm those.
Right. But I'm just saying. Semantics.
Oh,
Yeah,
we got
basically ships is in a position where there's not enough variance unless you only pay to play ships. Otherwise, if you just max out everything that's free to play, it's basically an RNG shoot on that, and pretty much anyone can beat anyone who has more or less 7-star max ships that aren't out of the norm, so long as you know how to play the match. Top 20, top 50, whoever is already hit endgame on ships, they're all just going to be battling each other over in a circle around payout. That's it, really.
Now, just to quickly throw this out there, there is another comment in here from somebody named Vestara Kai. Now, on Affinity and Rangers Jedi Academy show that they've taken over for Smithy D on Saturday mornings that I'm a part of, Warrior was nice enough to give us at the Alliance a shout out to say that if any people out there were looking for a guild and looking to be a part of a group that can help you excel at the game and get better rewards, that the Alliance was the place to go. And we have a comment here from Vestara Kai that says he was listening to that show and he joined the Alliance Vader's Fist and he now has 12 Kenobi shards. So congratulations to Vestara Kai, yes, for joining the Alliance. Yay. You joined a good group of guys, okay, and gals.
Welcome to the family.
So I noticed from a lot of you guys, the video team wants you guys to succeed. Doesn't necessarily mean coming to Team Alliance, whether we encourage that. We have a great group of guys. You could also end up at Team Instinct. They're a great group of people too. There's various other YouTubers that make great content, can be very helpful. The most important thing is that you get in a great group and that you have that guidance, you have that teamwork, so you can improve. And that's why we appreciate you guys tuning in to get that, to make everyone in the community better.
That's very true. Whether it's Team Instinct or the Alliance or Bounty Hunters Guild or Order 66 or any of the great guilds that are out there, and I know there's more that I'm not naming here. You get a wealth of knowledge from the players that are in that community, and you get to see what they're doing, which can help you pick different strategies and also pick a plan for the future. So if you see that everybody in the guild's forming this particular character or working on this team, and you get tips from people in chat or in voice chat or in text chat, you can pick up a lot of pieces that can help you with your farming and the decisions that you make in the game to put you further ahead in these raids, because if you're going to get better raid rewards. But getting character, getting Han Solo, getting to run these raids is very important to leveling up your team. Very far behind if you get stuck in the team forward or in a guild that doesn't want to move forward, and you're not getting those wherever day. Those that's I've short term going to get you there because those rewards are vital to being. Yeah, he's absolutely right. I mean, whether or just community, like all the knowledge that you need, and further than any advice can. So, what's the next question there, Talon? If you're looking to join the alliance, go to the alliance. It says the stream.
We're back good. We're good.
Thumbs back up.
Oh, we're back.
I'm in the stream laughing again.
We're back on again.
Let me see. It looks like it. I just needed to refresh it.
Are we
There we
good,
go.
guys? Somebody type in the chat. Are we good?
We good.
All right, good. So yeah, like I was saying,
Like Junior.
Robo Remon. Yeah, I'm reading it right now. Okay, so yeah, I got it. As far as it's so funny that actually picked, like, Robo Remon is what picked up out of all things. You know what I mean? Like, it's 'cause I mean, like I'm the only person on the planet that's mic goes out.
Okay, just before we got disconnected there, I did have a really good question for Remon.
Go ahead.
And this is from Dean Cooney. If General Grievous got a rework, how would you like to see his abilities changed?
Oh, I mean, I do
a thinker. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'd do a complete rework. I wouldn't just do I wouldn't just give him a Zeta or something like that. With Grievous, I would go with. I'd give him increase on damage, even though he already hits pretty hard. But I'd give him an increase on damage on his AOE attack at least. I'd make his leader ability give stacking offense to droids, and maybe have his unique give stacking offense to droids, and then
So
I'm thinking I'd want him to, instead of making him a great leader, I'd want him to be like somebody that works better with HK-47. So what I'm saying is, like, maybe just give him a rework that makes that, because HK-47's leader is already dope. Okay, if you could just somehow harness that with a better Grievous, I think that would work. If you understand what I'm saying.
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think having another viable leader that does something different than what HK's does would be interesting, because there's no other droid leader.
Somebody's saying the stream is out again.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
I mean, my stream is working good, but I don't know. Who knows?
Hello?
Is the stream working, guys, or no? Can you guys hear us? It's fine.
Sounds
fine.
Looks
Okay.
like it's fine. Yeah.
So people, maybe it's just your internet that's going out. You're making me think that the stream is dead. I'm stopping talking here, and it's like, it's actually the stream is fine. It's like somebody out there in, like, Nova Scotia's stream. Their internet collapsed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and now we're all sitting here silent because we think the stream's dead. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah.
Well, mine is circling. Just to be fair, mine is circling around, and I'm talking to you guys fine here. So I don't know what's going on.
It says Kuzo Kenobi said he lost the stream too. So
Yeah, mine's just stuck in, like, the circling.
you're not
pattern.
the
I
only
tried
one,
refreshing.
Tom. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Have to
May just
support,
be
have to
localized
support
server
my bad
issues on
internet,
YouTube.
brother.
I called you out and I was incorrect. I apologize. You're right. It's definitely a problem with the stream. We need to work on it. So, is it back on now? Can you guys hear us or no?
Check one.
Technically, we're all good.
Oh, yeah.
We're streaming
man.
live. Everything's registered.
All right, so
it might just be
let's go.
local
Let's
internet
keep-
or YouTube server issues. Wherever
All right,
you're at.
let's just keep going here and then we'll wrap it up. What's the last? Let's go with the last question here.
Okay, I'm just trying to pick one out here.
Pick the best one.
Oh, well, we're gonna go with keyboards here. What would you guys do if you were stuck on a beautiful island and there was no way to get off it?
What would we
Are
do?
we stuck together?
What? That's an interesting question and a ridiculous question.
I love it.
Is that one of Darktron's desert islands or just the regular good old?
Do you remember what Dartron said?
Yeah. I think everyone remembers what Darktron said.
The president of the United States.
Who would you take with you? He said a president and what else?
He said the president, and he said, I forget, but it wasn't a girl. I know that.
I'll tell you exactly what it was because there was a T-shirt in the works here where we were going to put Darktron on a desert island with Chief Nibbit and Jawa Engineer because he would take the president because someone would come looking for the president, and he would take an engineer because they could build you anything they wanted.
Okay.
That was the
That makes
Darktron
sense.
answer to the desert island question.
Makes sense. I remember one time. Remember how back when the game when Omega Battles first came out, they used to screw up sometimes, and you get like double Omega Battles, right? Like it was like it would like refresh after midnight again, and like you get to do it again before your refresh. So like if you were smart about it, you'd get like double the Omega, free mats.
They did that like once.
Yeah,
And then
but if you paid for it too, no, they happened a few times. But anyway, there was one day where it happened like 2 days in a row. And when it first happened, Dartron bought all the crystals you could, right? So he got like 30 Omega or 20 Omega mats or something like that in the 2 days. And he wrote a letter. He wrote a letter to EHSE to apologize, and he asked them to please not ban him from the game for getting too many Omega mats. I remember we read the letter on the show. It was awesome. I've been wanting to find that letter forever. I know it's somewhere. If I could go back through the old live shows and find it, I will. It's classic. It's like, please, because Darktron's not the best writer either. You know what I mean? So like if you read the letter, it's like, please, Jesse, don't ban me from the game.
I played the game this much. I am this many years old.
I'm a very nice guy. I love Dartron. Anyway,
Okay.
Anyway,
Do you want one more question or?
Yeah, let's go with another question. If the streams,
this one's not a desert island question. Okay, this one's actually from Kidney Thief.
Okay.
And how has R2? I'd love to hear what teams people are running and how they're utilizing. And he just came out. I mean, a lot of people have him right up 7th star. People put Zetas on them. I haven't put the Zetas on him yet, and I really haven't toyed with them all that much. So,
well, I have a Gear 11 Zeta R2D2, and I'll tell you that he's changed the game in various different ways. I mean, you could see right off the bat, obviously, because everybody or so many people got him, that he was instantly, pretty much a week after or 2 weeks after, right on the meta report, as in top 10 characters. And I think he's going to be there for a while because he's just such a great addition to a lot of different squads that you don't really have to have him in a rebel team. You don't really have to have him in any team. You can throw him in a jet. You can throw him in a Sith team if you want, and he'll work. So he's just got a really cool set of of abilities that help. They help facilitate the rest of the team. With a lot of different cool things. He can help stealth the whole team. He can, put burning on the other team. And, if you're facing let's say an old Ben Kenobi lead, or if you're facing any kind of evasion team, he can help against that. He's a great counter to that. And, he stuns with his basics. So, you can kind of use him anywhere. So, if he gets called in for an assist on a Jedi team, with, let's say, Ayla Secura and Qui-Gon Jinn, he's going to be stunning people all over the place. So he could work even in another first order team or something like that. You could use him in a lot of different ways. So right off the bat, I'll tell you, comp wise, the best team I'm using him in is my Jedi team. I use him with Qui-Gon Zeta, Yoda, use him with
Jedi Knight Anakin.
Yeah, Jedi Knight Anakin and Kenobi.
I made this mistake once. Usually, my Xylo can pretty much go ham and just take out a team because it's like that. But I left R2D2 when he killed my Nihilus by infinitely stunning him, and then he infinitely stunned my Xylo and killed my Xylo. That was the last time I left R2D2 for last. That was so annoying. He just kept going and stunning me and stunning me and stunning me.
And if they have the Zetas on R2, it actually is really annoying.
He's deceptive.
Because
Man.
anytime
He's
you debuff somebody, they
good,
just
yeah.
crit you and they just dispel themselves.
He's deceptively good. He does decent amount of damage for a little droid guy, and like I said, his he's pretty tanky. He's not he's not like very he's not a super squishy character. So yeah, I mean he's a character also that has so many different factions that he's involved with. He's a Phoenix. Is he a Phoenix Squad? No, he's a rebel. He's resistance. He's resistance. He's a rebel. He's a droid.
Galactic Republic.
He's Galactic Republic. So I mean, you can use him with clones. You can use him with Jedi. You can use him with droids. You can use him with rebels. You can use him with resistance team. I mean, you can really use him great. I mean, I think he'd work great with a Finn and Poe team too. If you use a Finn Zeta, I think he'd work on that team also. I think good old Maurice uses that right now. So I mean, it's definitely a great character. So I think that I think you'll get to use him for a long time now in a lot of different squads, and for that reason, I think he's one of the bigger game changers in a while, up there with Nihilus and some of the other characters.
I'll be kind of honest though. I so far, like I said, I made that mistake once. He's kind of become that character that I made that one mistake one time, and now that I know how to deal with him, he's just not as difficult. When I first was trying to figure him out, I'm like, how do I beat this dude?
Well,
It was a pain.
Nobody's unbeatable right now. Nobody. What I'm saying though is that he's competitive at all levels with a lot of different teams. You could throw him into a Rex team, he works. You could throw him into a Qui-Gon Jinn Zeta team, he works. You could throw him into a Wedge Biggs team with Chirrut and Baze, and he works. You could throw him into a team with Kenobi lead and the clones, and he works. You could throw him into a Finn Zeta team, and he works. You could, the only team that he doesn't work in is what he is, and that's the droid team because the droids suck right now. But you can.
It's basically, he's a good utility character. Just fits everywhere.
I think though that is the next that needs to happen. I think droids are so that team that you told beginners to go for so long because they were good. They were easy to get. They were decent in every aspect of the game. And now they're just not good. They're just not good.
Well, not only are they not good anymore, but they also don't have they don't have any ships. They don't have any mod challenges for droids. There's no there's no other than that droids fight back event. There's really nothing that you need droids for, other than to help you in arena at the beginning part of the game. And they've fallen off in the end game right now. So I mean, it doesn't make sense to put the investment because you're not going to be able to use a droid team right now. So yeah, they definitely need some sort of a rework or a faction pass. And I think that if they do get a faction pass, it's not just got to be an increase in damage or turn meter. It's got to be something where they've got to be able to withstand some of the health that these other teams have. They're too squishy, all of them. IG-86, IG-88. General Grievous, all of them will die. I mean, even Jawa Engineer, they all die very quickly. So you need to have some sort of a protection against them, maybe pre-taunting Chief Nebit or something. I don't know what the answer is, but they need something to protect them from getting one-shotted by somebody.
Yeah, either that or they just need some sort of ability that can keep them alive. I don't know if it's like you make a rebuild mechanic like HK where they all have a similar revive or something of that nature because they're just awful.
They just die too quick. They're just too squishy. So they need some sort of protection, whether that's an increase in health or a protection for them, or somebody on the team or some sort of mechanic on the team that protects them better. So they would need like an increase in protection or and an increase. I mean, their damage is pretty much okay. They just can't last the match. They can't stand toe to toe with anyone because they could hit you hard, but then once you start getting some attacks on them, they're done. The droids relied on being able to defeat a team in the first 30 seconds to a minute of a match. Now that matches are lasting 2 minutes, 3 minutes of battle, they don't stand a chance. So, but that's the droids. I would love for them to do something. The droids. I have a whole bunch of maxed out droids, so I mean, believe me, I'm ready for the droid meta if it comes back.
Right.
But
I have a personal question. If you guys want to help me out while I'm on the subject? I just got my 20th Zeta with all the new characters coming out and all the options that we have now. With a recent nerf to Vader and Maul falling out of favor, who would you recommend using my Zeta on if I just have Xylo? I don't care. I'll use whoever for whatever. I got Zeta, so
If you don't need to put it on anyone, hold on to it for now.
yeah, I agree. Well,
Yeah.
what are you running in Arena right now?
Nihilus lead with Xylo, Maul, Palpatine, and Sith Trooper.
Yeah,
And where's that putting you in your shard?
I can finish first every day if I'm not sniped.
Yeah,
Then hold on to those Zetas. If you don't need to spend a Zeta, don't. I held on to mine for so long, and then eventually put them on Maul and Xylo because I thought I needed to. Didn't quite work out. I used them for about 2-3 days until everyone else caught up or just had better comps, and then never touched them in Arena again. Went straight back to using Rex, and eventually got my Nihilus up. And there was some in between period of that, but I haven't touched them. I pretty much essentially wasted those Zetas in terms of I didn't get the use out of them in Arena, which is probably the most use that people are using them for. But characters for any particular function, except they're now cool to use in other phases of other things, but they're not a necessity. So I now am sitting on another 3 set of Zetas, which I refuse to put on anything because I don't need to.
Yeah, I agree with McLeod. I mean, again, if you have a team that you're working on or a team that you want to put out there, you need to do what you want. But what I'm saying is, if you have no immediate plans and you're not really necessarily in love with any of the Zetas that you see out there, otherwise you would have already, you wouldn't even be asking this question. You'd just be doing it. Then if you have to ask the question, I'd say hold on to them and wait, because you never know. There could be another character rework that happens or a faction rework that happens, and all of a sudden Zetas are necessary to get that team up to where you want to get them to, and you're going to be ready to do it right away and just equip the whole bunch of Zetas to that team. You may be able to do 2 Zetas or 3 Zetas at one time, which is great. Or new characters may come out that change the meta, and again, having those Zetas in your pocket will do you a lot better, especially if you're able to get rank 1 in Arena every day. Right now, I'd say hold on to them. I agree.
Yeah, I like this new Ahsoka character. She might have a couple of awesome Zetas that you need them for, so hold on to them. Like the questions you ask yourself: can you crush your galactic war? Can you get top 10 in Arena? Do you have all your Kenobi shards already? And unless you're obsessed with coming top 3 in your guild for raids, do you actually need to put Zetas on any faction unless you just purely want to do it for the joy of the game and having an awesome set of clones or something? But otherwise, if you don't need to put a Zeta on anyone, hold on to them for right now.
Yeah, I'd love to see Droidicus in the game. They're mentioning that in the chat here. Droidicus, or the what are they called? Destroyer droids, or
Yes.
Yeah.
Destroyers.
All right, do we have any more questions? Kuzo Kenobi wanted to ask Cheeky, are you in the Alliance Unicorns, Cheeky?
Not anymore. I did found the guild, but Igu is now the leader. And since they recently did a merge to become a heroic AAT level guild, I have moved my alt out of unicorns.
Whoa! Let's backtrack a second here. Okay, so the founder of the unicorns, the guild that you and I were joking about late at night one night, 6 months ago, okay, was booted from the guild because you're not taking it seriously enough.
No, I took it very seriously. My roster was just not good enough.
That's priceless. That's That's priceless. You've been booted from the unicorns, Cheeky. It's I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a sad day.
Cheeky Unicorn is my alt account name, and it feels so wrong not having it in the Alliance Unicorns.
That's funny.
I heard a time or two that the recruiter got Cheeky exiled. I heard that.
So what?
I heard that wasn't
Yeah.
there.
So I mean, so is Iota okay, or what's going on with Iota?
Yeah, we are wonderful. My alt was hanging out in Iota with me with my main for a while.
Okay.
Were you giving
Okay.
yourself gear?
Yes,
Of course.
my little alt got kicked out of Unicorn, so I put it with my main and started farming GK.
she's definitely like requesting gear and just filling the request with her main account. You know.
Yeah.
Like, give me two. I need two MK5 droid collars. Okay. Sends them to herself. But that's pretty awesome. Okay. Well, listen, Cheeky, I mean, I'm sorry it didn't work out with the unicorns. They grew too big for your backyard. Okay. And
Too big and fearsome.
yeah, and listen, it's eventually you're gonna have to let them grow up and do their own thing. Okay. And today
Exactly.
just let it go. Okay. But
It was hard to let them grow, but they grow up so fast.
listen, you can still maybe you can join the Alliance Alpha one day.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll do a roster test for
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Champ,
I'll send Cheeky Unicorn to
trade
Alpha.
places with you and go up to Iota Alpha for days.
It's just an algorithm. We just put a roster into a computer. It just pulls out yes or no. It just tells us yes or no, and then we pick the people. That's how we do it. It's like it's like a flu test. It's like a flu test. You just stick it in your mouth, and then a couple minutes later it says you have the flu or you don't have the flu. That's it.
Is this like you're cool or not cool? Is this like
Pretty much.
not
Pretty much.
swipe left?
Pretty much. We ran Talon through the algorithm last week, and he failed. So I mean,
Yeah,
but
I was pretty disappointed.
No, I'm kidding. It's everybody's welcome to go anywhere they want. That's where we're at right now. I mean, at least especially since there's not anything special to. Is it true that Marth Vadir is holding your guild ransom right now
Holding us ransom.
for raid rewards?
He's hanging out in Iota right now. Yes, he is.
I heard he just left Alpha just to come there to get rank 1 in the raids every day.
Yeah. He's had some shady motives, huh?
How do you stand for that? I mean, don't you want to just clip him?
No, it's fine. He's being considerate. He's not coming in the top 3. He does have a 7-star GK, so he's letting the rest of us farm ours up to that.
So he's only finishing. He has to have a 7-star GK, so he's letting everybody else have a chance and only finishing in the top 5. That's great. Nice guy. Nice guy.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, just want to do a shameless plug here for the ALLIANCEGaming.com. If you guys are looking for a guild, you can get instructions to our Discord there at the ALLIANCEGaming.com, which will patch you into our network of over 40 guilds, and you can get advice from wonderful people like Cheeky Cutie, Talon, McLeod, Wrath in the voice chat every single night. We also have our own individual text chats. We have tons of different things that we do within the community as far as contributing content and videos. Those links are all up on the ALLIANCEGaming.com too, as well as calendars for different guild events. You can find descriptions of the different guilds and the different types of play sets that you have on there, whether they're a laid-back guild, a more serious guild, a heroic guild, a tier 6 rancor guild. Whatever type of player you are, we have a guild for you. And as you can see, I mean, you can work up your way through the ranks just like the unicorns and eventually become a heroic AAT guild. And as far as that goes, we also have Tons of internet content from great contributors like Finity and also good old Maurice and Omega and Cheeky Cutie and lots of other people here in the community that contribute and put content out. Ghost, they all post their videos up there, and you can find these live shows if you want to find them in a podcast form on the ALLIDNCEgaming.com as well. So you can listen to the live show if you don't have a chance to see it. I believe you can listen to it on SoundCloud right now. So definitely check that out. Again, we'll be posting updates as we get closer to the EA Play event, and I'll be taking pictures. I may do like a video, vlog of my trip there and meeting up with the guys and, what we do while we're out there. So I'll hope to get that guys up for you soon. And after the show here tonight, if you guys want to come chat, you can come into the Alliance Discord. That's another reason to go to the ALLINCEgaming.com to come into the Discord just to chat. You don't have to be a member of the guild to be in the community. You can just come down and chat anytime if you just want to talk shop, talk about your arena team, ask for advice. We're always there. You can send me a PM there if you have any questions or you'd like to discuss anything with me as well. And as always, we definitely appreciate everybody, coming down to the show, everybody checking us out here. We'll be back again next week. I believe on Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time as well. So, again, thank you guys so much for checking us out this week. We, had a great show. I'm glad to have everybody on. Again, thank you, Cheeky. Thank you, Champ. Thank you, Wrath. Thank you, McLeod. Thank you, Talon. And thank you, Affinity. And am I forgetting anybody?
That's everyone.
That's everyone. And does anybody have any last words? Anything they want to add? Any plugs they want to make? Affinity, you want to plug your show?
Sure, why not? So we do our live stream on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. I'm typically trolling the chat, but we also have Ranger, we have Grande Patron, who some of you may know. We also have Ramon on from time to time, but Ramon is actually a featured guest on our Saturday stream, which is Jedi Academy. And that's where we do a large Q&A segment. You come with your questions, they answer them. We talk about stuff that's been going on in the community, kind of like this, a little bit more Brady Bunchy. And if you watch the stream, you know what I mean. And so come check us out.
Okay, absolutely. Definitely check out Reality Skewed Gamers channel. We'll try to put up later on tonight. I'll put a link in the description to their YouTube channel, so you can check them out as well. And like I said, they're not only a part of the Alliance community, but also they also do live streams every week too. So if you like this format, you definitely should check them out. They do live Q&As on Saturdays, which I'm a part of, and then they have their weekly stream on Wednesdays, which typically falls on the night when we get a lot of game updates. So they're usually the first to be able to talk about that right there live on the show. So it's a great program to check out. And we also have some people here on the panel that create some content. Anybody else? I think actually no, I'm thinking of Omega, but he's not here right now. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
Some people are asking.
Naughty karate.
Some people are various content that we do from time to time, such as top 10s, roster reviews, etc. We do implement those regularly. We like to change the show up to keep it interesting for you guys. So we will have that content coming back in the future. The day we had a lot of news, that's why we skipped it. So check in every week. We like to give you a new show every time to keep you guys on your toes, and we're glad you like that content, and we'll make sure to try to include that a little bit more.
Keyboard has been working on her roster since her roster review, and she's due back to come on the show to get judged here pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to be next week or the week after, but Keyboard, you better have that roster ready. You better have that Jedi team ready to go. From the last time we talked, was it a Jedi team we were talking about, or was it a Rebel team? I think it was a Jedi team, right?
Yeah,
she had Kenobi.
Had a bunch of good Jedi, and she was working on those ships to start getting
Keyboard,
status.
you better be ready, because we're going to be taking a look at your roster here soon. Okay, Keyboard's coming up soon. But again, thanks guys for checking us out. And like I said, we'll be in the Discord after the live show here if you want to come chat with us. But as always, and I appreciate you guys coming to check us out. May the force be with you guys, and we'll see you next week on the Alliance Live Show number 10.